Welcome back inside OUA Today, everyone. Marsh Ferguson alongside Amanda Weldon, and we are joined on the phone by a man who needs no introduction to anybody who has enjoyed the OUA Bracket, the star of the OUA Bracket, who came out of absolutely nowhere in my books to shatter a couple of records and perhaps gain himself an OUA Ultimate MVP. Mr. Corey Bellemore, how are you this morning, sir?
I'm pretty good. Thanks a lot for having me.
Very happy to have you because, like I said, I seeded you the 6th seed in the OUA bracket. I'm like, this guy's got some good stats. He's a good runner, and I don't really know much else about you, so put you in there. It was like Danny Dominienko. I'm a McMaster guy, so I looked at it and was like, I don't know how this is going to go for him. And then just punched me in the face with all of your friends, family, and supporters from Windsor getting you through. You destroyed the OUA men's volleyball MVP. And that's the fun thing about this OUA bracket is we face the best against the best, but it isn't about necessarily the popularity of the sport. It's about how much support and how much you're able to drive your own kind of bus of energy and people that are able to support you. How does it feel to have such great support from your area?
Well, I wasn't expecting much. I threw it a retweet when I first saw it, and I wasn't expecting much. And then a couple minutes later, like, the retweets just started building up, and the favorites started building up, and I was just really surprised how quickly everything spread. I
tried to tag you in any tweet that I put out that was going to get retweeted and favorited because I knew that if I was tagged in something like that and you saw 200 and some odd favorites coming with something attached to your name, that kind of hits you in the face, doesn't it? Yeah, it was weird. I just gave it a retweet and a favorite, and then all my friends, my family, everyone just jumped on it and asked about it, and it spread so quick. I can't count on one hand or foot either how many people with the last name Bellemore have favorited or retweeted. How big of a family have you got?
I have a pretty big family. I think I have about 16 other grandchildren with me.
So Easter was fun.
And then Easter was fun, yeah.
Yeah, so when I talked to you last night, you said that you were at an Easter event with your family. We just talked about the biggest Easter egg hunt in Sacramento in world history. How close did the Bellemore family gathering come to breaking the Sacramento record? They
actually held the original title?
Yeah. I'd say we're a medium-sized family. It's just, when everyone gets together, we make sure everyone's off work, everyone can make it. So
it's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good to hear. All right, so you are a distance runner, 6'2", 164, criminology and sociology. What interests you about your program, criminology and sociology, and why did you go into it?
They forgot to switch my...
Oh, no.
So I'm in psychology. I switched after first year.
Oh, that's completely my fault. No. So tell me about psychology then, because it's, again, criminology and psychology. I mean, my girlfriend happens to love Criminal Minds, so I know that they're pretty closely tied.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Before university, I didn't know a whole bunch about it, but once I got to university, I took an intro class and then actually switched my degree after that because I really enjoyed it. It's a ton of reading though, so
yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine it would be. And a lot of people I know here at McMaster Psychology first year class is kind of famous for its online portion. How many online courses do you have to go through for psychology at Windsor, or is it kind of all in person, all large class sizes, or what's kind of the setup of your program over there?
Yeah, surprisingly, there's not many online classes for psychology per se here, but most of the classes are just in person, no labs really, lots of papers, usually about 1 to 2 midterms and then a final.
Corey, doing long distance running, you have to be very disciplined. Do you find that this carries over with your schoolwork? What would you give advice to new athletes coming in as a student athlete in university?
For the first year, I'd say honestly, you have to put a ton of time into school over sports because it's really hard to adjust. At least I found it so. And then you can start shifting your focus more towards more of a balance. But I'd say you really need to stay on top of school first.
So just get yourself established in school before you worry about anything else. It's interesting to hear you say that because, I don't know if you watched any of the NCAA tournament games this weekend, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you're big into that, too. So you just saw that Kentucky team playing against Wisconsin and the idea that they're all one and dones. A lot of them really don't have to go to class. It's a 1-year full ride. There's lots of flaws in the NCAA system, but those guys come in with very minimal interest in schooling because they know if they're going to certain schools and they're playing with certain teammates, they're probably going to make a lot of money doing other things for, again, a shorter period of time, but they don't seem to worry much about their career. So it's interesting to hear someone who's as talented as you are talk about the fact that in your first year it should be completely focused on school. Like, when you look at the NCAA tournament and the star athletes that come out of American high schools, and I'm sure you know some runners who are very talented because, again, as I've learned, the track and field community is much larger than I appreciated before, and you've been getting retweets and favorites from whether it's Canadian Olympians or Americans or people from all over North America and beyond. The idea that people come out in the States and are just so focused on sports in their first kind of year, does that seem weird to you that the American kind of idea of sports is to just throw people into a system and see how they end up?
Well, I think their economy's like sort of, well, they put like tons of money into sports, so like the focus becomes like that's all you can think about. So for them, it's sort of like, I don't know, that's their perception of society, I think. But in Canada, we don't put a whole bunch of money into sports other than hockey. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, the finances are definitely different. Who did you look up to as a runner? Were you a Steve Prefontaine guy, just like a classic, love the stash and the Oregon and the shoes and all that?
Yeah, I think everyone can say they are a Steve Prefontaine fan. But nowadays, I don't know if you know who he is, but Dwayne Sullivan, he's like an 800 runner for Saucony.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've heard the name. I'm more of a Gabor Selassie guy myself.
Nice.
Yeah, he was my dude.
Have you ever grown like a playoff running stash? Or is that like not good for aerodynamics?
No, I've tried this year for cross country. Our whole team, we use them just for men and try to dye our stashes with beards, but it's a pretty sad attempt.
That's awesome. You are a twin as well, you told me last night. And a huge fan of the Cha-Cha Slide. What is the twin dynamic like?
And a huge fan of the Cha-Cha Slide.
What is the twin dynamic like? What can you tell me about your twin?
Oh, my twin. He's actually a runner too, but he's really busy because he's in engineering.
Oh, okay.
What's his name? The twin.
Justin.
Okay, there we go.
Sorry, yeah. Every twin has a name. I'm sorry, Justin.
Yeah, I'm 12 minutes older than him, and
you will never let him forget that.
And you were just like running track. You were just faster. You were just out right away.
Yeah, so usually we go for runs together, and we're usually always hanging out together, have the same group of friends, and
that's been my dream for a very long time.
That's awesome. That's very cool, and it's weird too because there's the twin brothers at McMaster that run as well. Their name escapes me right now. You probably know them.
Oh yeah, the Forbes brothers.
Yeah, the Forbes. Yeah, Is that weird that there's two sets of twin brothers that run against each other? Like, you guys see them around and go, hey, you guys are just the McMaster version of us.
Oh, well, they're pretty studs, actually.
Yeah.
They're triathletes and they do it, like, excellent in running.
Yeah, I've seen, I don't think I've ever seen them on campus, but I've seen them run past me about 500,000 times in my time at McMaster, so they're always ripping around here. You are the member of the CIS record-setting 4x8 team in 2014. What about your team dynamic and training with those guys allowed you to achieve a Canadian record?
Well, those guys are really tough, actually. No matter what kind of workout we get into, guys are always trying to like lead the next interval. So it's a good group to push you, and we're all good friends off the track, which makes it even better.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's an interesting dynamic for me to have a group of guys that you're so tight with, that you train with and you want to succeed, and then you have to compete against them in your individual event, but then you go from wanting to crush their soul in the individual event to being in a 4x8. Yeah, to being in a 4x8 where all you want to do is win together. And I saw there was a really great clip from the CIS Championship this year. The University of Toronto women's, I forget if it was 4x4 or 4x8, I'm not sure. Where Sasha Golish and a couple of the other ladies.
Oh yeah, 4x8.
Yeah, was it 4x8? So they ended up finishing up, and like the emotion they had at the finish line when they were all done. I thought that was a really cool glimpse into kind of the team dynamic of the sport. And again, hosting the CIS Championships at Windsor, you guys have incredible facilities to train and get better at, don't you?
Yeah, it was crazy this year having it in Windsor. There was a huge crowd there, and like tons of like family support.
Yeah.
So, like, the whole time the energy there was just, like, insane. And it's not, like, a huge facility either, so, like, it's sort of a close atmosphere on the track. So everyone's just, like, I don't know, the energy's so radiant there.
I find that one of the best things about university sport is the love that sports have for each other. Like, I know that when I came here, for some reason, there was this lifelong understanding between our men's soccer team and men's volleyball team that they just had this brotherhood love for each other because they had very different schedules. So when soccer played, volleyball would go and be absolutely ridiculous, and when volleyball would play, soccer would be equally or extremely more ridiculous.
What team do you have a tie to?
That? Yeah.
What team do I have a tie to?
Like, who would you go support in your
Who would
off-season?
you give a shout out to right now?
And don't say Carissa Williams because you're up against her in the OUA bracket
She's
final.
pretty much a team, but like...
That's a great question.
Because it sounds like you guys have a lot of athletic support around.
Yeah, no, we're all close and stuff, and I have been to many games, like basketball games and hockey games.
Yeah,
question.
I'll give you a second to think about it here. Well, I just say, like, Windsor Athletics has blown me away since we started doing this radio show because they sent so many teams to nationals in different corners of the province that they had to basically not really rent out staff, but they had to find some people to work for them at the CIS Men's Basketball Championships that I was at because they had sent teams to, I believe, women's basketball, men's basketball, I believe men's hockey off the top of my head. They were hosting CIS track and field. Like, it's been a huge hub. So there's a lot of teams to choose from over there, isn't there?
Yeah, that was a crazy weekend. We were all gone at like separate times, and all of our championships started at the same time. It was 6 p.m.
CIS Super Championship weekend. That's what
it was insane.
That's what it was. What did you think of the CIS Super Championship weekend? We talked about it a couple of weeks ago, but putting all of those events in the same weekend for the purpose of television is a good thing because it gets us exposure, but what do you think of that as a CIS athlete? Again, not an event yours that was necessarily on national television, despite the fact that it likely deserves to be because we have some crazy athletes coming out of CIS track, but what are your thoughts on putting all those events in the same weekend?
It was pretty insane. It would have been cool to have them on different weekends to have more athletes so we could go attend.
Right.
But it was pretty cool, all of us starting and trying to follow the different sports and see how they did, and I don't know, it fired me up to do well too.
Yeah, definitely. When you see other athletes in different sports kind of winning and having their championship moment, it definitely fires you up. Your Twitter account, since I started this OUA bracket up, you're the most positive person I think I've ever seen on Twitter because Twitter does not necessarily have a positive vibe to it often. One that I got from you the other day, just keep on trying and one day you'll be where you want to. Where does the positivity come from on the Corey Bellemore Twitter account?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just it'll be a rough day of training stuff or something, but still putting in the work, and then I don't know, I'll just come home, lay in bed or lay on the couch and
listen to soft lyrical music and think.
Yeah, just think of something random and I just decide to tweet it.
Oh, I love it. Never change. Never change, Corey. I enjoy your Twitter account. So
Thank you.
It's very entertaining. One last one for you here. Actually, two more. My mom says that you look like Sam Palladino of ABC's Nashville. Who do people say you look like?
I got something really weird the other day. I'm trying to think. This guy after the CIS championships came up to me and told me I look like someone.
Hey, you look like Weird Al. What?
Yeah, I don't remember the name, unfortunately.
That's okay. Tweet it at us if you figure it out. That's all good. I'll give you one last one. Why do you deserve to be the OUA Bracket Ultimate All-Star?
I was going to say because I come from the best school, but so does Carissa, so... I'd say because I have the best support system. I think I should.
Yeah.
And it'd be a cool award to win, not just for me, but for, the school and just for my family and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I can't disagree with you that you have the best support system because, again, anytime I attach anything with your name on it, all of a sudden my Twitter at OUA Today won't stop going off. I think you've got... How many do you have? 660 votes through 3 rounds?
You have 660 votes.
Yeah, I didn't know the exact numbers, but that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, you had 334 votes through 2 rounds, and then this past round you had 326 people go, yeah, I love that guy. Which is pretty cool. So definitely excited for it. Here's the rules too. I'm going to send this out while you're on the phone with me here. We are going to send out the tweet right now as we're on the phone with you. For the final championship. Now, the last ones that we've been doing have been kind of like a 48-hour type thing, where people have been able to vote over 2 days from noon to noon. What I want to do, because we base this around the NCAA tournament, is we're going to start this right now, Voting closes when the buzzer goes off in the NCAA championship game tonight.
I like that.
Yeah, you like that? Let's make it short and sweet. Let's make sure it's entertaining and you can get people involved. So I'm going to send out that tweet right now. We thank you very much for joining us, Corey. We wish you the best of luck and we'll continue to follow you because you are back in school next year, yes?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. We look forward to having you back on the show and following your success while you're out there running, all right?
Thanks a lot for having me.
No problem. Best of luck in the OUA bracket and we will talk to you later, okay?
Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.
No problem. Corey Bellemore of the Windsor Lancers, a man of mystery who definitely deserves to get the victory, I would say.
I feel like you're always more mysterious when you have a twin, especially in cross-country running. They're probably like, there he goes. There he goes again. How does he do it?
Can't stop, won't stop. Get it. So I'm going to send out the tweet right now from the OUA bracket. As we mentioned, he is going up against Carissa Williams of the Windsor Lancers as well, who's extremely successful. We wanted to have her on to give her case for why she should be the OUA Ultimate All-Star, but she's in class. I talked to her last night and I'm like, yeah, you're an OUA student. We just talked to Corey about how important academics is to him in his first year. I'm like, absolutely, go enjoy your class.
Maybe we'll do some pre-recording with her so we can get her on.
Yeah.
If she's,
and we are going to have head coach of the Windsor Lancers women's basketball team, Chantal Valet. She will be part of the show in the not too distant future. Very excited about that. There has been 2,838 votes in the OUA bracket so far, and our Facebook post on the Elite Eight reached 16,000 people. So people starting to know what OUA today is, what we're about, and the kind of awareness that we're trying to create about athletes like Corey and Carissa, that they have the skill and the ability to be very special moving forward. Again, final voting will take place this evening. The second the buzzer goes, I'm counting the votes. We're finding out who the OUA Ultimate All-Star is. We will be right back. We got a bunch of different topics we want to talk about. Amanda and I enjoying our time here on Monday morning. This is OUA Today on CFMU 93.3.